you gave your brain a problem, which is on the background is solving all the freaking time. And that's how you actually receive all those amazing ideas that you are receiving. That's how you are coming up with creative processes, with creative solutions. So a lot of the stuff that is bothering us in the business usually is a reflection that is coming from a completely different area of life. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the She Who Leads podcast. And today we are continuing with the topic from the previous episode, which is what you can do when seemingly nothing works out in your business and you're doing the things, trying to make it work. And somehow it's just like nothing really lands. And in the previous episode, I talked about more the energetic side, the emotional side of how to handle that situation, because I know how tolling that is to the nervous system, to the body, to the mind. So if you need help with that, support with that, definitely go back to the previous episode and listen back to it. And in this one, I want to focus more on the physical side. So, what can maybe cause that your business is stuck on the physical side? And what can you do to start things moving? And I will share my mistakes that I made that kind of kept my business stuck in this nothing really happens loop, and also sharing you what I kind of did, or like what started to get me out of that situation. And I will share four things in this podcast, and the third one, I guarantee you, is something that you didn't really heard before, and a concept that was so eye-opening for myself too, that it really shifted how I am looking at my business and actually my whole life. Now, in this episode, I will share the highlights. I will share the overview of these four things. But if you want to go deeper in any of them, then actually you can book a free clarity call with me where we can go and see, okay, why your business may be stuck right now, even maybe from one of these situations or beyond these, and how you can start moving things again, how you can be more consistent, how you can align yourself more with getting more clients, and just like how you can build a business that you really, really, truly love and will give you the fulfillment and the excitement and the joy and the clients that you really, really deserve. So, the link for that is in the show notes. And let's start with the first one. So, the first thing that kept me in a loop for a long time is not really setting goals. And it kind of sounds super basic, but if you are spiritual and if you are really in this business building phase of your life, like you really want to build a business to help people, it's very easy to not set goals. It's very easy to just like go with the flow and let things figure themselves out. And I did that for a while. I actually was on both of the spectrum. I was the super heavy goal setter. And then I was on the spectrum of, okay, I'm not setting goals because, and here's the caveat, I'm not setting goals because I never really reached them. So why bother? Like that was kind of my limiting belief around that, my misalignment with the whole setting goals thing. Like why would I set goals if I am not really reaching those goals? And I see this in so many different ways play out, that we are either afraid to set goals because then if we don't reach those goals we feel like we failed, or we just don't know how to set goals. We just don't know what we really want from our business, and we cannot really make them into tangible goals. And either of this is very much hindering your business, because if you don't have a goal that you are striving for, your brain doesn't function as its highest potential. So the brain is a problem solving machine. If you give the brain a problem, it will give everything it has to try to solve that problem. And goals are basically kind of problems that the brain wants to solve. So if you set a business goal, and again, setting goals, it's a whole different topic. What are good goals and how you find the right goals for you that is in alignment with your soul, that is in alignment with your soul pool. Like, that's a whole other thing, which we can go into in the coaching process. But what you really need to understand, without you knowing what you want in a tangible way, you are not really using the one of the best resources that you have, which is your brain's problem solving power. The minute you give the the business a goal, you gave your brain a problem, which is on the background is solving all the freaking time. And that's how you actually receive all those amazing ideas that you are receiving. That's how you are coming up with creative processes, with creative solutions. When you know the goal that you want to achieve, your brain will step in and will sort it out for you, without, a lot of the times consciously and a lot of the times unconsciously. That's when actually those amazing ideas will come to you during shower because you have the goal that you set, and then your brain is trying to figure out, okay, how do I get to that goal? So it's a very, very important piece of the equation. And I was resistant to it for so long, not really having goals. And because of that, not really letting myself come up with the solutions of, okay, how I am getting there. See, it's a very important piece. The second thing that, again, I've fallen into that trap for too long, is doing the same thing over and over again and kind of expecting a different result. So that's again very common with how people do business. Is, okay, so I have one way of doing things. Like, I have one way of, I don't know, creating content. Let's go with that example. And basically that's my example. And it you start to create that content, you start to do that, you are, I don't know, let's say you're going to social media and doing Instagram, and you're doing Instagram and doing it and doing it and doing it, and it doesn't really work. Like, you don't really get the results that you want, you don't really get the clients, you don't really see any change, yet you still keep doing it in hopes of, okay, maybe if I do this long enough, if I stuck it out long enough, then something will happen. And usually, I want to say all the time, that's not the case. Business is about evolution. Business is about, first and foremost, your personal growth, and your soul pool business, which is basically your unique blueprint for fulfilling your purpose, is the utmost truth for this. So your soul pool business will require you to grow, to do things differently, to always find the growth potential in everything. And us doing the same thing over and over again is going against that completely. So if you have been doing the same things, that can easily be the reason of why actually your higher self is shutting things down. And this way, like, you know, things not working out, trying to show you, like, okay, maybe you should try something else, maybe you should try a different platform, maybe you should try a different content format, maybe you should try a different offer. Like, try something new, open up new possibilities, open up new doors. It can be anything, but take an inventory of your business and see where you have been doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result at the end. Every single point that you can identify that fits this description will be something that you need to change. You need to either change the content format, you either need to change the topic that you talk about, you either need to change something, start to get into the habit of, okay, how can I do things differently today than I did yesterday? That will definitely get you out of this loop of doing things over and over and over again without and expecting a different result. Like, that is a very important piece of the puzzle. Now, the third one, which I promise to be super eye-opening, it was for me, is what we call reflections. So everything around us is basically a reflection of our inner state, which means that the people around you, the situations that you are in, and even your body is basically a mirror to what you experience, what you believe to be true about yourself and about the world around you within you. And because our ultimate goal is balance, every reflection will reflect back to you where you are out of balance. So reflections are basically all the little pieces around you that show you that, okay, there's a piece inside of you, there is maybe a belief, there is maybe an identity, there is a habit, anything. Usually it's a perception that is out of balance with who you are, with who you truly are. And because like, business in itself is a transformative journey, like that is one of the most intense self-improvement journey that you can take. And again, your soul pool business, like building a business from your purpose, will be 10 times as intense self-development wise, because you really are striving to get to balance and get to your core version who is able to actually fulfill that purpose that you are here to do. So your soul pool business will show you a lot of reflections. So a lot of the times what you see in your business working or not working, but let's just stick with the not working part, a lot of the things that you will see your business struggling with, or you see like, okay, you don't like in your business, those are basically reflections. And the fun thing about reflections is that they are never really created or coming from the area of life where you see them. So, for example, there are 8 areas of life, and one of them is vocation, which would be your business in this case. And you see a situation in your business that you really, really don't like that is triggering you. That's basically the sign of reflection, something that is triggering you. So let's see, clients cancel on you the last minute all the time. Like, that would be a reflection that you see. That would be a reflection that is reflecting back an emotional imbalance about yourself. So maybe it would be the emotional imbalance for that could be you are not keeping your promises to yourself. You're feeling like you are abandoning yourself in the last minute. Like, you promise you will do something, and then you are abandoning that promise in the last minute. Like, maybe you are talking yourself out of it. Maybe you are choosing something else instead of that. So it can be, again, it is kind of a nuanced thing, which intuition is your best friend here. And that's what I do for myself. Like, I use my intuition to get into the root cause of what is actually the emotional root cause of this reflection. But again, like, how reflections work. So you see people canceling, clients or possible clients canceling on you the last minute, but the emotional imbalance is not created in the vocation area of life. It will be maybe coming from your physical area of life. Let's say you want to be more fit, you want to eat healthier, like you want to change your physical appearance. And this is where it's coming from of, okay, you are basically ditching yourself, ditching your plans, ditching your workouts in the last minute, and because you're choosing something else. or you are ditching your diet, the healthy food in the last minute, and choosing something more unhealthy instead of that, or something that you would consider unhealthy. See, like it is actually coming from your physical area of life, but because vocation, your business is something that is important to you, then it will show up on the area, in the area where it's most important for you. In this case, the vocation area of life. So a lot of the stuff that is bothering us in the business usually is a reflection that is coming from a completely different area of life. Um, so that's something that when you understand and when you can start to learn to decode, it will help you so much. It will save you so much headache and heartache and frustration, because you won't be able to solve a reflection within where the reflection is showing up. So you can do all the boundary setting with clients, you can do all the emails and communications, and have an ironclad contact with people. They will still continue to ditch on you and cancel on you on the last minute because you are canceling on yourself on the last minute on the other area of life. So if you want people to stop canceling on you the last minute, you need to go to the area of life where you created this whole belief, created this whole situation, and change that. And when you change that, the reflection will be gone. So again, that's such a big eye-opening revelation I realized when I learned about this and learned how to decode this. And that's something that we can do in the coaching session. If you don't have a trained intuition and don't know how reflections work, like that can be something that we can do together. It is a really, really, really like revelationary tool in my tool belt, to be honest, in how I am doing my business and how I am looking at my business. The fourth thing that I wanted to bring in here with this being stuck and nothing really moving forward and nothing really working out is the fact that sometimes it's just how things naturally evolve. Meaning that in every growth phase, there is basically the phase where you are kind of, sowing the seeds, and then seemingly nothing really happens. And there is the phase where actually the crops start to build and grow and everything springs to life, right? And in business and in our life, it's basically a lot of the times the same. So there are phases where everything grows and it's booming, and clients are coming in and people are dying to work with us. And then we kind of hit a threshold, and we get to this place of, okay, you could help people up until this point with the skill set that you have, with the knowledge that you have. You really need to up your game, meaning your higher self is trying to tell you this. You really need to up your game. You really need to learn new skills, to refine what you have, like really go in and actually upgrade yourself. And this can be, again, your skill sets. This can be maybe beliefs that are not really aligned with you anymore, limiting beliefs, like subconscious programming that you have that actually keep you at this ceiling, which you need to let go of, which you need to work through so you can actually get to your next level. And that's what kind of happened to me for a long time. When I actually experience, like clients completely draining off and not coming to me. And it was a time for me to really go in and see all of the things that kept me small, that kept me and on those levels that I was for a very, very long time, because there was so many limiting beliefs that was still working in the background that actually kept me, for example, in a burnout loop all the time. There was, misconceptions about money or limiting beliefs about money and how I am able or unable to make money. That needed to be gone. And I really needed to go all in so I could give my full focus to that. So sometimes it's just a very natural process of how we evolve in our business. And that's why it's very important to have savings so you can use that when a phase like this comes. But again, that would be kind of my last resort to go to. So don't just see like, oh, okay, so actually, clients not coming in or my business not growing is just a sign that I need to up my skills. Go through the first three, because a lot of the times it's one of those three, or maybe a hidden fourth or fifth one that I didn't mention here. And if you kind of rule out everything, then you can safely assume that, okay, this is my growth phase, this is my sowing seed phase, and it's okay that business is slowing down a bit because I need to focus on removing beliefs that aren't serving me or acquiring new skills that will actually help me upgrade so much faster. So, this is kind of the overview of what could keep you in this nothing working loop, what could keep you stuck in your business on the physical side. If you need any help with any of these, if you need to sort this out and and just want to know like, okay, what could be the true for me in this, book a free clarity call. We can look into that, and and we'll see where you can move forward with that. If maybe if it's a reflection, if it's your goals that need to be set, it's actually a skill set that you need to acquire. So there's a lot of ways that you can start to move out of this stuck phase with your business, and I'm happy to help with finding a way for you. Okay, this was this episode. Thank you for being here, and I see you in the next one. Bye.